Hey everyone, it's Sally Estlin here again on Magic Mike Moments. And today I'm very excited and thrilled to be sitting down and having a chat with the lovely and delightful and absolutely hot and gorgeous Maz O'Connor.
Hi. Hi.
Hey Maz, welcome, welcome, welcome. Just a short
Uh,
little intro to you. So Maz, you're in those vibrant 50-year-old age group, well, 55, right in it, sort of post-menopausal age, and you a single mum who raised your kids on your own. Like that takes a lot of guts and grit and all that sort of stuff. But you're a business owner and now you're reinventing and redefining yourself at 55. So welcome, Maz. Woo-hoo-hoo. Chicks rule and boys
oh
cry,
yeah,
baby.
oh yeah.
So you've had at 55, you've had a bit of a life with a bit of a journey. Do you want to share some of your stories and things that you've learned along the way? Because
Absolutely, Sal. And
of
thank
ups
you
and
so
downs.
much for sharing me with your audience as well, Sal. I have, to your audience, I have the joy of being with Sally. Sally was our trainer for an 8-week block.
Woohoo.
You probably can't notice the muscles that I'm showing you right
Musculo
here.
grande, baby.
Muscular grande. So, for me, I was when my children were really young, so they're now 23, so 20 years on, so 23 and 25. I chose to raise my children on my own rather than raise them with their dad. Their dad had some health challenges that he was going through, meaning he had some addictions that he really needed to sort out himself. And I said to him, I'm going to raise these boys, I'm going to leave you to raise you, and I'm going to raise these boys into great men.
Yeah.
Of which he said, okay. I'm thinking, that was
Oh,
pretty easy,
that was
wasn't
pretty
it?
easy. Off the
Yeah.
hook. Yeah, yeah.
So everything that I did in the last 20 years was around, every decision was really easy because it was like, what is best for all concerned, meaning the three of us.
Yeah.
And so to make the decision, do I go and work full time, or do I have my own business that I work around the family? Easy. I have my own business, I work around the family.
Yeah.
Um, do I go out with the girls and have a big night, or do I wake up early the next morning so the kids and I can go and we used to call it adventuring.
Yeah.
So my charter was really clear and that didn't shift. So as I learnt something, the kids and I would implement it. Like we had a very joint focus, like even where we lived, what we bought, what car we bought, we would negotiate this and what was
Yeah.
important. So now at 55, and I think your audience is like us, and we need to redefine like what's
Yeah.
happening now. So I'm now, I've done myself out of a job, or we have done ourselves out of a job being a full-time mama.
Yeah.
I definitely have dated along the way, although I've never lived with anybody else. So I don't know how that could even happen after living on my own
Yeah.
without a partner for 20 years. Um, so who am I if I'm not a mum?
Mm.
So I spoke to Shanna Kennedy, and she's written many books. One of them, her most recent books is called Elevate. And it's around, we need a life purpose. So my first 20 years of my life was just about having a great time and learning the basics, the foundation. The
Yeah.
next 20 years was around raising these children into great men, good men, great community members,
Mm.
building my business. And this time at 55 is about reigniting, what is it? What legacy
Mm.
do I want to leave beyond these beautiful children, these young men, I need to say? What's the legacy that I want to leave? And
Mm.
Sal, it's really clear to me in the business that I now have, it's a global business that supports all people, although I'm definitely speaking to women post 50,
Yep.
to how can we improve our health?
Yep.
How can we support others to do the same? And how can we improve our wealth so that we have lifestyle choices?
Yep.
So that's really where I'm at, Sal. It's around reigniting and using all of those life skills to be able to support other women like me to make better choices.
It is time, and what I really love is it is these periods of in our lives where we need to redefine because the kids have got older. I'm going through exactly the same thing. Got this like, what is my purpose now? And it's redefining your purpose because everything is a work in motion. And as kids get older, or as we get older and learn things, we're on the train, but it's taking off on different tracks, and it's still igniting that, that wisdom and light within us. And so the kids have ignited us. We've got all the memories, and you've got them in a good place, and now it's time for you to go on your next train track and on the next train forward. Very exciting, and improving your health and improving your wealth. I love that. With your lifestyle choices, which is absolutely key. I'm talking about this with people all the time. We're looking after our health now, but we're also looking after our future selves of 10 years down the track, because we might be okay now, but if we're not doing a lot of stuff to put in place for 10 years down the track, holy shit, baby, we could be two very different people.
And this is exactly, I mentioned Shanna Kennedy. She's co-authored a book with Colleen Collender, and both extraordinary women, and their book is called Elevate. And they say exactly that, like what we're doing now. So what I'm doing in the gym with you now, Sal, is not about me so that I'm gorgeous to go to Bali next month.
Well, you are anyway.
It's about my 10-year older self.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey said that in his speech for Dallas Buyers Club about 10 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Is that who am I aspiring to be? It's not like anybody else. It's I'm aspiring to be my 10-year older self.
Yeah.
And who is that? And then you have to define, like, what's that person bringing to the world? Can you feel the goosebumps when I said that, Sal?
Oh, absolutely. And the weirdest thing is that I just had lunch with my brother. It's his birthday today, and his wife, and we were talking about our aging parents. And my sister-in-law was saying her dad's always been really healthy. And I said, oh, what is he, like late 70s or something? Because he's in pretty good nick. And she goes, no, he's even older than your dad. Like he's late 80s. And, he's constantly still out on the bike, still doing things. And he's, bending down, picking up balls and throwing balls, little things like that we overlook. It can be major obstacles down the track. So we're both passionate about your health inside and out, your mental health, your physical health, all that sort of stuff. And when people start, particularly as we get to our age, particularly in your 50s, you're starting to get the niggles, like when we were training people, everyone had something. It was a dicky knee, or it's a lower back, or it's a shoulder. And it doesn't mean you can't do anything. It means, honor that the body's having weak areas there, but, work around it and keep doing something, or strengthen those areas. Like with Jane, it was just like, let's strengthen the quad so that the knee's a little bit stronger, all these things that we can be doing. And if we have the wisdom now to or the foresight to think, hey, I'm working on, 90-year-old Maz, and working with that in our mindset, then we're on a very good trajectory moving forward.
So can I just take this back to raising children? So for any of your audience, or any of our audience that are raising children, one of the things that I would say to my eldest one is be the boy that the man would be proud of. And because there was some raising boys as a single mama, there's some challenges that are in there.
Yeah.
And I would remind him that be the boy that you would be proud of. So it projected him into being an older person himself, rather than saying, well, so-and-so wouldn't be proud of this, or your dad, or your uncle, or the teacher. It was you being proud of you. And the other thing that I would say to them is make good choices. You own the consequences.
Oh, that's so good to instill at a young age. So that's part of how they're grown up. They're thinking about stuff, right? I love how you're giving them accountability and ownership from a young age, so that they're starting to think like with adult responsibilities, that, there's consequences for what you're doing now, and you need to own it. It's so good. So wise, Maz.
Yeah. And then on that, Sal, my eldest one particularly would also be the one that would turn to me and say, so how was that choice you made?
How's that working out for you?
How's it working out for you? So it needed a level of humility as well, and knowing that I didn't always get it right, which brings me to apologizing. Can I talk about apologizing?
Absolutely, go for it. This is so organic conversation. That's what this is all about.
Yeah. So one of the things that I was really clear about, so you might want to jot these down.
Yep.
Try but, sorry.
Yeah.
And the other one is try, but, sorry. Oh, I can't remember what the other one is. It'll come to me. So we would say in our family, we don't try, we do or we don't. We don't try and be somewhere, we do or we don't. So that got eliminated from our vocabulary. But got eliminated as well, because as soon as you say but, you're negating everything that's come before that.
Yeah.
So instead we say and. Yes. Oh, here's the other one. I found it. Should. We don't say should because that's shaming yourself or shaming somebody else. So that also got put out, like they should, he should, you should. That completely got out. So this was all about, so those, getting rid of those words was all about living above the line. So above the line is responsibility, and below the line is blame, shame, and justification. So I'll just go again. So so if there's a line, above it is responsibility, below it is blame, shame, and justification, right? So if the kids would come home from school and go, wow, 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 I'd go, oh, blaming? Oh, no, you're shaming. What are you doing that to? They're just like, how could this be? But it was about, where do we take responsibility? What's my part in that? And so then that was amazing for us as a family. Now it takes a lot of time, and probably why I haven't lived with anyone for 20 years, Sal, is that, they've got to know all the baseline before they can even start to open their mouth.
Free.
Yeah. And then the other one on that is saying sorry when it needs to be a sorry. So being able to say to the children, I am really sorry that I did this, this, and this. I know better and I'll do better.
Yeah.
And then also, how to accept a sorry as well. So a sorry is not when you're running into the meeting and you're late for a meeting. It's not like, sorry, because that makes it all about me. It is, thank you so much for being so patient. I'm 100% here. I'm here with you right here.
Yeah.
So knowing how to say sorry was also something that we really, is something that I train as a coach, something that I work with my boys. And it's so beautiful to hear young men owning their shit.
Particularly guys, right? I so wished I'd grown up in your household. Like, growing up yourself, was that your parents like this, particularly mother, or where did it come from? Were your inputs?
Oh, do you know? I'll tell you where it came from. Shirley MacLaine wrote a book called Out on a Limb. Do you remember that book?
Yeah.
That was the first book where I went, oh, there is more beyond this.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got that book. That was a long time ago, though. Was that 80s?
That's be 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So Shirley MacLaine's book has made me think that there is stuff beyond here.
Yeah.
Then my dad took me to a Mind Powers. It was a seminars by Diane and Kerry Riley back. It would be 25. It'd be almost. Hang on, if I was 20 and I'm 35, let me just
15.
I was 20.
No, you're 55.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
30
ago. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
30 years doesn't matter.
30 years ago. He took me to a thing was Mind Powers. So it was around how we can create, mind powers.
Not manpower.
No, but I wouldn't have minded to go there.
That was in your 20s.
So that was really about, that we can influence what happens in our lives.
Yeah.
And then also my mum grew up in not a bit dysfunctional family. And so she made a choice how she parented, and particularly with what she fed us and what she did. So, and then also my mum used to say to me, trust the bubbles in your tummy. If something doesn't feel right, it's a no.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. Trust the bubble. I mean, it's simple stuff, right? I mean, I wasn't as advanced as sort of along that line when I was sort of doing the young kid thing, but one word that I just wouldn't allow in the house that energetically just didn't sit with me was hate. I go, that's too strong a word. Like, I just.
So what did you use instead, Sal?
Strongly dislike was usually the word.
So we were allowed to be a little bit more forceful. Are you ready for my word?
Yeah.
Immensely dislike.
Oh, immensely. spell it. You know, that's what I used to say to the kids.
Yeah.
If you can't spell it, don't use it.
Yeah, the word hate was out, and also kill. So
Yeah.
raising boys, they like to kill things. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, no, we
Yeah.
don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
don't.
another trick I used to have, because I was driving the kids sort of 4 to 6 hours a day, just activities, morning and school, 3 different schools, all that sort of stuff. And so when I pick them up in the afternoon and they're looking out the window, but it's the only time I could capture the 4 together, because once they get home, one's in the toilet, one's here and there, and, you know, at dinner time, someone's got something on. So I would get them in the car and say, you know, talk about your gratitude for the day, 3 things you're grateful for. And they just hated it. But, you know, over time, it just sinks in. And so my time with the kids was always in the car. That's where they were a captive audience. I didn't care if they looked out the windows, they were farting their heads off, they were waiting to get to the toilet, but, you know, they were absorbing it. So wherever
Yeah,
you get your kids, and, you know, what you've done to your kids, it shapes them for the rest of their lives. It's
absolutely.
every cell has got that energy in there around words.
So if you are a grandmother listening to this, or if you are a mother of older children listening to this, or if you are a mother with young children, we're going to give you some parenting hacks. How about that, Sal?
Yeah.
So this was one of my best parenting hacks. I really loved this one. I'm going to tell you about, oh no, I won't tell you about that one because it's probably not okay. That. Let me go. We were saying about no hate. So
Yeah.
hate,
Too strong a word. Yeah.
hate's completely out. Oh, here's another one. Negotiate. Learn, like teach your children strong negotiation skills, and crying is not a negotiation skill.
Yeah.
So
I
I'd get down on my knees, and my eldest would be wah, 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 and I'd just say, mate, this is going to be embarrassing. So I'm speaking into his future self.
Yeah.
It's going to be embarrassing, mate, when you're sitting in the boardroom of the company that you own, leading a team of incredible people, and you're crying because you don't get what you want.
Yeah.
Let's negotiate. Share with me what you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
And so he'd be like, "Wah, wah, wah." I'd go, mate, no one's going to get what they want when you do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking into who he's going to be when he's older
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well is one
Yeah.
of them.
Love that. Negotiation is huge. Like, so many times cut deals, right? And like negotiate to get shit done, right? To get, I don't know, it's like from chores to whatever it is, you know, to exercise, whatever, just negotiate all the way. Did you watch the series Succession?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And who's the little one? And, you know, he was always
Yeah.
taking, can't think of his name.
Kieran McCulkin,
Yes.
actor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Roy.
Roy. Yeah, Roy.
Yeah, that was amazing. I found that really disturbing. So
Not as disturbing as I've just finished watching Baby Reindeer.
okay, that's disturbing.
Yeah. So moving on, so that was our little segue into parenting hacks.
I've got lots of them. I'm actually going to write a book, Sal. I've started
You
to
should.
do it, and the book is called "They Turned Out Okay Despite You," which was a joyous thing my mother said to me probably 3 years ago. So that's going to be the heading of the book, and it's about single parenting, owning a business, raising each other, how we raised each other.
Yeah, I love that one. I love that because we've had sort of parallels doing the same sort of thing, but it's that rich nurturing that you were able to connect with your kids and instill and impart so much of your wisdom, and they have taken it on, whether by hook or by crook.
And it's a big decision, Sal, and we sort of were touching on being a mum and not partnered. I actively chose to raise, and again, as I said at the start, like mine was to raise these boys into good men. And there were some lovely men that I dated that were sort of in, but they didn't get to do any parenting.
Yeah.
It was very different because in my take was, if I stuff this up, it's my responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I didn't hand that parenting off to anybody else except school while they're at school.
Yeah, well, that's your daycare, babe. So yeah, absolutely. So coming back on to all about you, because you are people resonate towards you. And why do you think that is? What do you think your superpower is? Because you really are, you know, sort of a beacon in the community of where we live. And when you meet you, just drawn to you. I haven't known you that long, but you have this special essence. So what do you think it is? Why are people literally drawn to you?
Thank you so much, Sal. And, to speak into that, I love like exactly what you're doing here. I love to amplify people,
Mm,
and I love to know how I can be of service. How could I add value? And even if it is simply, a mum walking with a baby on the down at the beach. I love children. You probably
yeah.
got the idea of that. But if she's there, I will always speak into, you know, how what a wonderful mother she is that she's down on the beach. Because sometimes
Mm,
we don't speak about ourselves kindly, or there may not be other people in their life that speaks into them.
mm,
So I would go, and I also ask really good questions. Clearly not on here. You're the interviewer on this situation,
yeah.
but I love asking questions and I love doing really good listening. And quite often that's all you need to do for someone to be seen. Yeah.
And it's so important allowing other people to be seen. And, we should mention you run your own podcast, which is called You First. And you're very, very, very good at it. But you're right. It's just allowing, we can't learn when we're speaking. So you listen to learn, and learning from others and their wisdom. And, it's as simple as a smile sometimes just down on the beach. It's like a good day. And then, oh, you lost your booty. And then you start that conversation and that connection, because we're human beings. We're social people. And,
Yeah.
but it has to be the right people that, on the right level, right frequency, right.
I don't
Right,
care. I
right.
don't do everyone, Sal. I don't care.
I'm a
Do
bit, a
not
little bit more selective.
do not care. Can I tell you one of the times I really saw this is that I had postnatal depression after my youngest was born, and
Shit.
it was a pretty tough 12 months in there. And as I mentioned, the guy that I was married to had his own challenges that he was dealing
Mm,
with. And I started to practice Bikram yoga.
mhm.
And on the first and the second session, if Bikram yoga is in front of a mirror, so for anybody that's listening, Bikram yoga, there is a mirrored wall in front of you. And when you first go in there, that's really quite confronting because you are practicing only with yourself, with a
Right.
dialogue with the teacher. And I was looking at myself and I remember the words disgusted. I didn't know what to wear to yoga. I knew it was going to be really hot. And over the second and the third session, and then sort of going into the first 10, the teacher there was using people's names. Or if he didn't know their names, he would look at so and so. And there was this one guy that was there. He would have been a Vietnamese fella, and he was looking a little worse for wear. And the way that the teacher spoke into him and acknowledged him, in my brain, that was a lesson where I went, this may be the only place where he's really deeply seen.
Speaking into him, like in
Yeah,
at the
it was
soul level
really
sort of stuff.
beautiful. And so although I was sweating and I was hot, and I remember that lesson, and that would be 23 years ago now. And it
Yeah.
was really beautiful for me to witness that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you do. You do speak to people's souls, and it's also the tone of your voice, because everything is energy, and you energetically connect with people with the slow, the tone, the level. Well, that's all.
Oh, good pickup, Sal.
Yeah, baby, I'm
That
a
is
blessed.
something that I teach a lot as well.
Oh,
Like,
right.
how do we use our tone? And um, I'm just going to share another
Mm,
story. I was watching Iron Maiden, and it was Meryl Streep that played Margaret Thatcher.
right.
Yes. And one of Margaret Thatcher's advisors, and this would have been 25, 26 years ago, one of her advisors said to her, Madam, lower your voice and use less words. And I went, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I like
So
that
it's
one.
one of the things that I did with my children is I lowered my voice, my boys, I lowered my voice and I used less words. And so when they didn't hear what I was saying, or they weren't willing to do what I recommended, I would say, I ask once,
Yeah.
and then have to scramble back. And I don't know what I was going to do if I had to ask twice, but I didn't know where I was going after that. But it was, I ask once and then have to scramble back, and then they'd get it, and then they'd go and do it.
See, I gave them too long. It was 3.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't always work. And again, everything's a process.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
was
It's a work
another,
in
and
progress.
again, just watching that movie, I learnt that.
Yeah. You're like a sponge. I mean, we both are, but you're the things that you've acquired and the wisdom that you've got, like those little poignant things that are literally life-changing for the development of your kids. And yeah, it's amazing. So
And that's where it comes in really easy, Sal. So my whole why was raising these boys into good men. That was that 20 years. So then everything was around. When I learned it, I applied it. And I didn't go there with those people or with that connection or that community because it wasn't best for all of us.
yeah.
So, now it's a different time. They're independent, they're doing their thing. It's like now, as 50-year-old women, we've got some big shit we still need to do.
Yeah, we do. And that's what I love the redefining. And we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to go through what you think is the biggest issue facing people that you work with.
Oh, we're talking 50-year-old women.
Yeah.
So the challenge on that, and that's who I speak into as well as you, Sal. The challenge is number one, we're often not financial because of
Yes.
decisions that have happened in our lives.
Yep.
We haven't created community beyond our children. Who
Yep.
are we? And then who are we without being a mother? We haven't learnt to say no. We haven't learnt to set boundaries either. In that, and how to say no without an excuse, which is a whole nother lesson that I love to
Yeah.
teach as well. And then, yeah, I think there's a lot around at the moment around our well-being, like strength,
Mm.
fitness, nutrition. And there's a lot of people that are coaching in that space, which is such a blessing.
Mm.
Yeah, and I love what Elevate, the book Elevate that I've just referenced,
Mm.
is around what's our next 20-year life path,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
diving in and charging towards retirement, being a 50, 55-year-old woman is not a life plan.
Yeah. No, well, that's right, because it's just a phase, right? It's where you're journeying into, but you've got to get the substance around that.
But
So
also, some of us don't want to retire. Like to retire, like if you look at the word, it's like, I'm
yeah.
tired. I don't want to be tired. I
I'm
want to
going to
be
be being
refired.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I want to be refired and
Yeah.
continue to contribute.
Yeah. Look, words are so powerful and have energy, as we've just been talking about with the kids. So that's super, super, super important. Rephrasing what we're stepping into next. So on that, with the biggest issue facing, which we've got, like, not financial, no community after the kids, haven't learned to say no without an excuse, and focusing more on their strength, fitness, and nutrition. What would you suggest are your top 3 tips overall for chicks at the moment in that sort of
Who
age?
are you surrounding yourself with?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
do you surround yourself with? I think that that's really important. And I don't know where I learnt this. And I know we've all heard it, but like we're the sum of the 5 closest
Jim
people.
Rowan. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jim
Jim
Rowan?
Rowan. Yeah.
Yeah,
The sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So
yeah.
choose carefully.
Choose carefully. And also don't be the biggest king in the group. Like to me is
Mm.
I don't want to be the biggest king. I don't want to be the biggest pin is a better language in that.
Mm.
I
Mm.
want to always be learning in that group, and also to be humble and a good listener enough so that I'm invited to places that otherwise maybe I wouldn't have access to as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Is to be that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question again, Sal?
The top 3 tips. So we've got the first one, who you surround yourself with.
Oh, yeah. So I've jotted these down. And the other thing is growth,
Mm.
always being more. So for me, I'm always learning. One of my beautiful girlfriends has just written this book, Soul Secrets.
Mm.
So I'm reading about her. Beautiful Simone Callahan has just released her book as well, Living with Grace. So always reading, always learning. I'm always
Mm.
listening to podcasts as well.
Yep. Yep.
What is the fertilizer that we're putting into our brain? Yes.
Yes, we're so in tune there. We're like sponges, absorbing, 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 right? Helping us. Yeah.
And what I've also learnt, Sal, is it's called the la effect. So the la is we learn, we action, we learn, we action, because I would have been a la, 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 learn, 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 and learn. But we need to learn, apply, learn,
Right. Yep.
apply,
Yep.
learn, apply.
Yep.
So, and that was one of the, when we're talking about in the early days, Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People was one of the baselines for me about 20 years ago. And that's what I love. I would learn it, I'd apply it in the family with the children, and then I'd go and apply it in my workplace and with my team members. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So, I mean, one of my mantras, I've got a couple, but one of them is let go, step up, and be more. And it's just about, letting go of lots of stuff and judgments and whatever, and stepping up and just being more of you. So, where do you think in your whole life, you've done so much, but what's sort of the key thing that you've let go of, and where have you stepped up more in your life?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So letting go. Yeah. So this is going to take us into meditation. In meditation, no, let's go stimulus response.
Mhm.
So there's the stimulus, and then if we're not creating the gap, we react. We go boom
Yep.
and
Yep.
react. What meditation teaches us is it creates the gap from the stimulus, the thought in meditation, and how we choose to respond. Yeah.
Mhm.
So meditation is just such a beautiful analogy for life as well, is when something happens, be the curious observer.
Mm.
That was a happening. We spill the milk, someone crashes into our car. We don't take it personally.
Yeah.
And be willing to say sorry. I did something recently that was dumb as, and it made me feel, when you get that sick feeling in your
Yeah.
tummy
Yep.
and your bottom still starts to sort of tingle, like you're stuffed up. Like when you went to the headmaster's office, it was one of those moments. So letting go of when you humiliate yourself or you let somebody else down,
Yep.
the stimulus, we could hang on to it, but simply letting go of those things as
Mm.
well. And then the bigger ones, at 50, my body does not look like it did when it was 35.
I know. Yep. No matter what we're doing, eating well, all that sort of stuff, it's just gravity and it's just life, right? We're aging gracefully. But if we can gracefully accept that our bodies are aging as well. So,
Yeah. And I love it. I look at myself in the mirror and I just tell myself, you are gorgeous. Look at you go. Go and be magnificent today. Off I go and be magnificent. Even if it means I'm just walking on the beach with the dog. But yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just ooze being comfortable in your own skin and just accepting who you are and just loving life, which leads into something that I've sort of has piqued my interest and I've sort of to dabble in your new business venture moving forward.
A new venture, yeah.
Do you want to share a
When,
bit about that?
when we were
Elaborate?
talking about as women 50 plus, we have so much we can bring forward with us. And this is a time to refire, not retire.
Mm,
So when I wrapped up a business that I'd been doing for 20 years, mine was, what could I do that would be great for me and also pay it forward and be wonderful for other people?
mm,
So Sal, I love the affiliate model and I love the influencer model.
mhm.
And the reason that I love it is you don't need a huge amount of skills. And one of the things that we talk about in network marketing is social media is network marketing on steroids.
Yeah.
So social media is beautiful and network marketing is also a wonderful place to be. I am really proudly in that space with this particular brand that I've brought to Australia because it gives women an opportunity. It gives us the opportunity to share what we love and to share with other people. It's the same cell, when we go to, I really love a cafe. It actually used to be in town. It's not around anymore, but I'll say there's a place called Conscious Cravings that I used to love. And so I would tell people about it. I tell them about their cakes. I tell them how good their chai is. I tell them all about it because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we do as women. So to me,
It's so
let's
true.
find something that we love. So
Yeah.
Sal, you love your empowered clothing.
Yeah.
For you, you're in it every single day. It's
Yeah.
the ethical ethical manufacturing, it's the frequency of the print, it's the gold
Affirmations on the front, it's the crystals.
affirmation,
Yeah.
the little crystal pocket that's in there. Yep.
Yeah.
You love it. You love it so much that you've designed it, and then now you're sharing it with the marketplace. Yeah.
Yep.
What I love about network marketing is that I go, I love this. And this is all the things it's doing in my body. And it's doing all of this for Mary, and it's doing all of this for Jane, and it's doing all of this for Harry. And tell me about you. So there's that great questions, deep listening, finding out where she's at, where that person's at. Then if they also love this product, they also love this, then we can say, honey, you can share this with other people as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what we do. We share. So we share. So what I was looking for, Sal, was a global brand that brought health and wealth to women.
I've got goosebumps.
Melinda Bates has written a beautiful book called The Moment of Lift. So if you want to write that down, Melinda Gates.
Oh, as in Bill Gates.
X, yeah. The Moment of Lift. And she speaks about when we support women to keep their children safe, we empower communities.
Mm-hmm.
So when they were going in doing their philanthropic work, they empower communities by supporting the women to create an income in their micro industries. So for me, this is similar as well. And this is what I've done through multiple businesses over my time, is that we support women to keep their children and their families safe. There's been so much, they've been raising so much about this in the last 20 years and the last month, even more in Australia. We have to keep our women and our children safe. One of the ways that we can do that is creating wealth. When we have wealth, we have choice. And as women, we've got communities. So when we each support each other by you going, what are you taking? How are you looking like that? How is your skin looking so amazing? How come your hair's grown so much? And I go, oh my God, Sal, I've been taking this and it makes me feel like this. And yes, your girlfriends in the States and Canada can get it, and in Australia. It's like, what? We all need this.
Yeah.
Tell you what it is, Sal.
Absolutely. Drum roll.
So what this is what I found, and I found this with my girlfriend in Hawaii about just on 2 years ago. This product here is an elixir. It's an ingestible. So it's like a gel that comes in this package here. And what it does, when we take collagen, most of us know how important collagen is, but when we take collagen, we have to have decreased the inflammation in our body, or else the collagen's just not getting uploaded. Like we're taking it in, it's going all the way out.
Yep.
What this does with it's an Amazonian herb called cat's claw, and also another product, another element called astaxanthin, it decreases the inflammation in your body so that when we fuel it with the collagen peptides, the Verisol collagen peptides that's in this, the body can uptake the peptides and can do the work. Yes?
Yeah.
And so when we're loading our body with it's also got huge amounts of vitamin C as well, and we're decreasing the inflammation, surprise, surprise, we can train harder. Our hair is better. This also crosses the blood-brain.
Nails, right? They're really
nails
strong.
are better.
Yep.
Yeah. The eyesight is better. It crosses the blood-retinal barrier as well. It works with the gut biome. So, Sal, for me, this has been a really easy one to share with people.
Yeah.
Because it makes a difference.
Well, to be fair, I've been taking that and I have been trialing a lot of different collagen products, but what I really love having gone through menopause, and the biggest issue for me, hands down, was inflammation. And so that was inflammation and cortisol. It's all sort of hand in hand. Decreasing inflammation is key, because you can't work on something bloated and inflamed. It's just going to it's just going to sit there, right? You decrease the inflammation, and then you come in with the big guns and go, right, boom, 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 boom. And my nails are stronger than ever. My hair is stronger, and I've got fine, thin hair, but honestly, it's the nails I'm really noticing it in. And as I said, I've been on collagen on 2 different sort of multi-level marketing styles, but I particularly like this one because of the decreasing in the inflammation, because as a health and fitness person, I have worked on everything through the menopausal phase, and it was a real bitch, let me tell you. But this seems to be a really great
And
answer.
also, Sal, it comes in these tiny 30 ml packages. So you're
Yeah.
not needing to carry around
Yeah.
your collagen like this. You're not needing to mix it up. Like, so compliance is high because it's easy and it actually tastes really great
It's
as
really
well.
nice. I went to Darwin for a week and I just threw 7 sachets in. So it was
Handbag.
easy rather than have to take all powders and all this sort of shit. So yeah, it just
And
threw.
also, Sal, exactly on that, easy to take on a flight because we can't take anything over 100 mils on a flight. So if we need
Yeah.
to take our collagen, it's over 100 mils. So these are easy in 30 ml sachets. So this is what I really love. There is definitely more to the brand, but for me, this is what's going to make the biggest difference to us 50 plus women. And Sal, you have a unique code as
Oh, yeah, I
well
forgot
that you
about that.
can share with your people as well.
Yeah, I'll put that in at the end of it, because I really encourage chicks to give it a go, because as I said, I have tried everything, and I had my menopausal phase throughout COVID. So there was extra stress. So that's going to help with the inflammation because it's all around us. And I just, in the end, had very expensive wee. I was popping all this stuff. And it was, as you said, it just goes through you unless you reduce that inflammation. So getting inflammation down is key. Like, I have celery juice every day, and that's really good. But this is going to be working on your skin, on your hair, on your nails. And we need it, like, as we're aging gracefully.
And it's easy to have, Sal. That's the thing. Like, it gets delivered every single month if that's what you choose. But the compliance is easy. It goes in your handbag. It tastes good. You're going to want to take it. It's super. Thanks for letting me share that, Sal. That was
Oh,
I'm really excited about as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, me too. And I just think, give it a go, because it's true. It's word of mouth is so powerful. It's your best form of marketing, and just encourage people to try it. We've tried it and we like it. I never recommend anything unless I've tried it myself and it's working for me. And because that's the word of mouth, that's the power of it. Because people can, as a trainer, people come to me and go, "Oh, what do you reckon?" And it's just like, well, that's why I say the celery juice or the collagen, or, whatever it is. So we are aging gracefully. And as we've discussed today, it's not just about today, it's for 10, 20, 30 years down, getting a good basis in there. Just talking about the comparison with my sister-in-law's father to other people the same age, late 80s, like, he's still got a spring in his step, and he can actually bend down and pick up a ball and throw it, like, rather than and this is where it's going to put you in good stead.
So can I, while we're on, I know we've got to wrap up. I just want to share this
Yeah.
one story. My partner's mum is 96,
Whoa,
right?
good innings.
She tells everyone that she's 76 because she doesn't want to fuss, right? She she is sharp, like
Yeah.
she's pretty sharp. So my partner put her on this collagen about a month ago.
Yeah.
She has been amazing. So she does her load of washing, but you know how you take all the water out and you put it on the
Oh, yeah.
garden out the
Yeah.
front?
Yeah.
She does that, right? So every load of washing. And she rang him and she said, I was able to do 3 loads of washing. I didn't need to have a sleep afterwards. 96.
I
Yeah,
love it. Well, if that's not a good enough testimonial, I don't know what is.
yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Oh my gosh. So how can people reach out and find you, Maz?
The best place to find me is on Instagram. So
Mhm.
at Maz O'Connor, MazOconnor is always the best place to find me.
Yeah.
There's websites and all that, but just come and find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Send me a message. If you've seen Sal and my interview, we hope you got a laugh.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we hope that you saw yourself in our stories. I by no means have got everything together. Like,
We're a work in progress, babe.
yeah, clearly the hair wasn't done today, and I can tell you my bra strap's not even done up. I am dressed, which is a great thing. I'm definitely dressed.
Oh,
So yeah, just we're doing our best so we hope that you saw yourself in our stories today.
yeah, just navigating through life and giving it. We're perfectly imperfect, Maz, and that just kind of sums it up as we're
Yeah.
feeling our way through life, right? So yeah. So thank you so much for coming on Magic Like Moments today. And yes, highly encourage everybody to reach out. I will put the code in the link here to come and try out this collagen. And because it tastes nice, it has amazing effects in a short amount of time. You can't just judge it from one sachet. You really got to give it 21 to 28 days. So try a month at least and just see how you go.
So can I just tell you what your listeners have got access to?
Mhm.
So on the unique link that you have, your listeners have got access to. So there's a 1 month supply. So there's 30 of these sachets in this box.
Yep.
And the next box, just for you and for your clients and your listeners, they can get a second box at 50% off.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay.
Yeah, just that'll click in once your guests get to the final page, like the payment page, the
Yep.
final page, then it'll appear there for
That's
you
fantastic.
in your link. Yeah.
Well, that averages out great. So you pay for 1 month, and then the second one at the checkout, you get 50% for the second
Yeah.
box.
And so it's about the
Okay.
price of a cup of coffee a day is what you're investing.
And well, I'm all over it, and I can't wait for the other products to come out. But that's our next recording, baby. So
Yep. I look forward to it.
thanks, Maz. Again, look forward to
My
catching up
pleasure.
with you. You totally rock. I'm a big fan of yours, and
Thanks.
yeah, go shine with Bella Gross, baby.
Thanks,
See you
Bella.
later. Bye.